Everything was created by the Father, through Jesus, for Jesus, and all the beings connected to all of these things, whether they be our solar system, our Milky Way, our galaxy, other galaxies, other dimensions. Essentially, they were all created by Jesus, for Jesus, and through him, and therefore he has reconciled all things through the blood of the cross. Therefore, the beings themselves are not the issue, it's what they're doing. Now, there are some constellations, I think there are 88 different constellations. There are like 12 that we travel through as a planet. But I found that there are beings associated with the constellations, and there are created beings that God created called guardians, whose responsibility it is to make sure that those constellations and the different systems associated with those constellations are protected, guarded from potential incursions from dimensional beings. Now, there are some constellations that do not have guardians, and therefore there have been beings from other dimensions that have come through portals within those constellations, and they have set up bases, you could say. Now, I don't believe that they are ETs or aliens in the sense of that they were created on planets in our solar system or in our Milky Way or galaxy, but I do believe they've occupied it, and they come and engage us through those constellations. Now, I have been involved in restoring some of those beings, and also taking back some of those constellations and reassigning guardians to make sure that future incursions do not take place. So I'm on Chris Carter's side probably of the fence, in that although there are fallen beings that may be in control of some constellations, they are able to be restored, and then those constellations are then brought back into a relationship with the Father. The Earth Shield, which I've been engaging with for the last 2 or 3 years, is protecting the Earth from some of those fallen beings and their incursions into our dimension, into our realm. And therefore we're protecting there, and also having a base to go out and engage those beings to see them turned. So in a sense, it depends which constellation. They're not all fallen. I probably was given a tour of the different constellations and saw the different hubs or portal hubs there, and there were a number of them that had no guardians, and therefore they were either at risk of being sort of occupied by other dimensional beings, or they already were, but we've been at work to restore some of those. So there's nothing to be afraid of in it, and I wouldn't go overboard on every form of this. Not every constellation, the beings associated with those constellations are fallen, and therefore there are many angelic beings who have a role to play in those constellations, and the planets themselves, the stars themselves, also have some sense of sentience in which you can engage with the planet itself. And certainly I've done that with our solar system a lot, to see the planets restored, to see the guardians and the elementals connected to those planets reconnected, and to restore the fallen beings, although they're very resistant in our solar system because they've been worshipped as gods. But you know, this is a whole part of the restoration of all things, and it's nothing we should be afraid of, and we just need to discern each situation as we come across it. Your other question about the James Webb Telescope, I found that a lot of what we've been doing in the solar system and out there in the cosmos, I find that things are revealed, or things I see in the news or, you know, in science news, are sort of backing up things we've done. You know, there are things like changes to the atmosphere of Neptune, which we've been working towards, and then the latest flyby by one of the spacecraft that is out there affirmed there were changes taking place. So I believe that The Hubble telescope, has shown us pictures of the cosmos. I mean, the picture behind me right now is the cosmic reef, which is sort of a long way out, but that was taken by the Hubble telescope. And I'm sure the James Webb telescope will probably give a lot more insight, because I think it can delve further into the things out there. Maybe God is going to use the fact that this is now in place to give us some confirmation about some of the things we're doing out there, and some of that relevance towards the restoration of all things. Again, I look in these things and just wait to see, in a sense, what they reveal. And, there's a lot out there that's going on, and maybe we'll find out some of that through the things that we're using in this way. I find some of the pictures beautiful, fascinating, and sometimes some I'm drawn to, like the one behind me. I was drawn to that blue nebula portal, and eventually went into that and found its connection to the heavenly realms, and particularly to how creation formed in different things, and some of the creational realities to do with that chamber of creation I found beyond that. And there are all sorts of things out there which I think we'll find out a lot more about. And there is a gateway system between the cosmos for communication and transport, travel, which I believe we'll probably learn to be able to engage. And ultimately, I believe no end to the increase of his government and peace is that we will take peace throughout the cosmos, and colonize our solar system first, and the moons of our solar system, and then go beyond, because there is no end to the increase of God's government and peace. Therefore, that is going to expand. And I do believe we have a role as sons of God to play in all that. If you enjoy these videos, would you please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe? It really does help. Thank you very much.